Ladies and gentlemen, it's just me, Birdie Man. Why am I moving the camera like this? I don't know. Look at that, I'm doing that weird thing again that I always seem to do when I hold the camera in my hands. Anyway, I thought I'd go on a very interesting subject. One of those stories of embarrassing firsts. And so I thought I'll talk about my first ever role-playing experience. Yeah, and I'm not talking about the sexual kind either. I'm talking like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, or Warhammer Fantasy. So my first ever experience was with a friend of mine called Carneris, or Joe, and he came to me and says, "Oh look, I play this game Dungeons and Dragons. You know, would you like to give it a go?" And I was just like, "Okay, isn't that like one of those board game things?" And he proceeded to tell me what it was, and I was like, "Okay, sounds interesting. Okay," and he hands me a character sheet, and I'm looking at it like, numbers? What's this? I think I got the gist of it. I ended up making an elven rogue called Naga Strife, and I was predominantly meant to be quite speedy and athletic and acrobatic and good with a bow, apparently. And so it took me maybe about an hour to make this character from the D&D 3.5, the best gaming role-playing system ever. I have to put my own piece out there. And after we created it, he laid out like this little map, this kind of like one of those old board game sort of plasticky maps of a dungeon. And he started putting like walls and stuff around. And I'm like, okay, so I'm in a dungeon. And he goes, yeah, you're oh hello, dropping my camera, that's not good. And he goes, yeah, you're travelling with this guy. And I go, oh, who's this? And he goes, oh, that's Carneris, he's a half-dragon. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Okay, hi, my name's Naga, yada yada. And we end up exploring this dungeon, and we find like a secret like room behind a fake wall and all this sort of stuff. There's traps, there's orcs. And I'm having a whale of a time, like, oh, I shoot that guy, yeah, I pick his pockets, you know. And we get to a point where we hear this, well, he being him, his DM, he goes, oh, you hear a loud noise behind the corner. And I go, oh, I try it. Can I peek around the corner? Because, you know, first time experience. He goes, yeah, you can peek. It's this roll. And it turns out there's like this undead half black dragon thing who has a hatred for elves, and he smells me, doesn't he? So he starts charging at us. We're having a bit of a spot of bother with him, and I thought, you know what? If I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory, I'm going to see what I can do in this game. And I was like, oh, Joe, can I like do this? Kind of forward flip over him with my while I get an arrow and do like a Legolas shot on the back of his head as I fly over him. And he goes, yeah. I was really shocked at the fact that you can actually do this. I only kind of managed to pull it off, minus the landing. I ended up getting caught by this dragon. He kind of caught my head with his massive claws. I'm like, that was an interesting first experience of D&D. Next time we started playing it, we had an actual full party of people. For the life of me, can't remember who was there. I believe the Carneris character was there again. And we were in this city, and it was being besieged by like ogres, orcs, and what have you. And there was a few goblins going up the ramparts. And I was like, oh, being the rogue, I need to go up there and shoot from up there anyway. So I'm going up there, and I'm find like a couple of goblins. Oh, I'll get my rapier and, yeah, you know, kill them easily. Yeah, it shouldn't be that much trouble. It took the whole entire battle for me to just get rid of those goblins because I couldn't bloody hit them. It was like every turn it's just like, oh, I roll, you barely hit, you do 1 damage to him. Goblin rolls, oh, critical threat. Oh, crying out loud. This happened for the entire battle. And I literally, just as I got there, the supporting fire down to my teammates. They've already cleared up the army and they're like, yeah, we won. Yep, let's go home. Go to the pub! To the pub! So, thanks to Joe, or Carneris, as he's known, I am now an addict to role-playing games. I've played quite a fair few now, like I mentioned, D&D, Warhammer, Shadowrun, Dark Heresy as well, which is a Warhammer 40k role-playing game, which is a nice one. We had some really good campaigns on that. But I think that's a story for another vlog, so I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!